Hi, I'm Bill.
Hi, I'm Laurie.
And welcome back to the channel. Well, today is the 16th of March 2024. Our focus today continues to be the ProXR Connor Garnett Signature paddle. I had my time with it yesterday. I've got two videos up, one of them giving my overall impressions so far for day one. Today is Laurie's day one to work with the paddle, and we're going to go through a series of different types of shots, serves, returns. I'm going to feed some balls to her backhand. We've already warmed up dinking, so she got an opportunity to use it for cross-court dinking, both forehand and backhand. But before we get into that, why don't you talk a little bit about what you have been using up until this point?
Okay, so far, I've been using the Anna Bright Scorpius paddle, 14 millimeter, and it has an elongated handle for people who want to use a two-handed backhand. When I ordered this paddle, I requested a really light paddle, so I received a 7.2. After playing with it, I felt it needed a little bit more weight, so I put some lead tape on either side at the middle to kind of increase the power on the head, and so it's about a 7.7. So the Connor Garnett paddle is 8.2, very pretty. I like the purple color, and it also has a long handle, and it is about almost 3/4 of an inch longer when you compare it on the throat. And did I say it was 8.2?
You did.
But they both have a 4-inch handle, which I really like. The circumference is 4 inches, and I was playing with the Lex before that, which is 4 1/4, and just that quarter difference really, you can really feel the handle is a lot smaller, and and also the handle, even though it's only 3/4 of an inch longer, it feels really long on the Connor Garnett.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know if it's good or bad, but it just feels really comfortable. So I like playing with it already. And now one thing that's different today is the last couple of days I've been really trying to focus on hitting under the ball instead of on the side of the ball, and I think that's also made a difference. So I think I've just been a little bit more successful with my shots, regardless of what paddle I was playing with.
Okay, before we move into the shots, maybe a little bit of history. You had the Anna Bright, and then we switched to the Lux. And then you decided to come back to the Anna Bright because?
The Lux, I didn't have enough power when I was hitting shots maybe where I was stretched out on my backhand side. And the Lux is 20 millimeters. I thought maybe it was absorbing too much power, but also that could be just how I was playing at the time, not being in the right position. So I don't know.
Yep.
You can't really tell. Every day's a different day sometimes.
Yeah, it's pickleball, right? It's pickleball. So now you're back on the Anna Bright, and okay, we're going to move into...
One thing I do notice, it is a lot more head heavy. The Connor Garnett is more head heavy than the Anna Bright, even with the weight. So this is 8.2 and this is 7.7.
And keep in mind, we're not professional pickleball paddle reviewers. We're just a couple of husband and wife rec players, so you've got to take what we say with a grain of salt at times. We're just trying to share our personal opinions about the paddle.
Yeah, but a lot of our audience is probably at the same level that we are.
That may be true, and so much in my mind, as I said in the video yesterday on my initial thoughts, it all comes down, I think a big portion is what is your style of play. And but anyway, let's get into your other shots.
Okay.
And let's see what your thoughts are. Again, we've already warmed up a bit, so but let's get started. All right. Here you go. Oh, you got one?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Any initial thoughts?
No, I don't think I'm hitting it in the sweet spot.
You seem kind of short. You want to switch to your Anna Bright for a few
Oh yeah, maybe it's just the
to
way
see
I'm
the
hitting.
difference? Because these are kind of winding up short.
Well, they're at an
So take that
angle.
back so you can switch back and forth.
Oh.
Yeah, right? She sat there and laughed for a minute and then like almost fell over. Right.
Maybe go back now to the Connor Garnett. Okay.
No, one more.
Okay, let's just kind of. All right, well, you know, you're really going to have to play some rec games. But just, again, this is first impression. So, what did you notice between the Connor Garnett and your Anna Bright when it came to your serves? Anything that.
Well, where I was holding the paddle was different. So when I usually serve the ball, my hand's all the way down at the end of the paddle, so it's kind of like this. And I noticed until just the last one, I was not hitting under the ball the way I usually do. And so I think it has just getting used to it, I think.
To the handle length?
Yeah.
Okay.
And hitting, remembering to focus underneath the ball when I'm serving.
Okay, so why don't we then move into, I'll hit you some serves and you can return with it and get some thoughts around that. So, all right, in this segment, I'm going to hit Laurie some serves, and then she's going to hit some returns. Oh, we'll make sure to edit that one out. Oh, sorry. We'll make sure we cut that one out. That serve was out anyway, I think. I'll send some to you this way.
Okay.
Do you want me to try to put it to your backhand or okay?
Oh,
Oh, we'll cut that one out. One more. All right, I think that's good. All right, so maybe this is the wrong approach, but for the few returns that you did hit, did that grip adjustment help any or?
I don't think I was hitting it very clean. The forehands were good, but I think the backhand, I was not maybe in the right position, and I was kind of reaching for the ball, and sometimes I have to retrain my brain to use my left hand as the power hand on my backhand, so I have to remember that.
But based upon the limited number of returns, when it comes to the Connor Garnett Signature ProXR paddle versus the Yola Anna Bright, any noticeable differences?
No.
Okay.
If you don't hit a clean shot, it's on each one. It's difficult. It's not
Okay.
as good.
All right. So then we're just going to move on to where I'm going to start feeding Laurie balls. She'll be back towards the back of the transition zone. I'll just feed you balls to your backhand side, and so you can get a feel for driving with it.
Okay.
All right. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, Laurie, on that one. Nice dig out. Way out. That's long, yeah. Okay. I think we're good. We'll pick them up. Okay, so do you want to try a few drops?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move into some drops. Nice one. Uh-oh. All right, good job. So why don't we go sit down, and then we'll just kind of have a summary and kind of close out this video. What do you think? And
Okay, that sounds
all right, let's just. Okay, so you've only had like an hour and a half. We did do some dinking warm up. I don't know if I mentioned that, where Laurie got to do both forehand and backhand dinking with the Connor Garnett Signature ProXR paddle. You did serves, you did returns. I fed you some balls just to your backhand, so you could do some two-handed backhand drives. And then we finished off with doing some drops. So what's your thoughts at this point?
I really like the paddle so far. But every time I get a new paddle, I like it for a while anyway. But, you know, the color's nice. I like the size of the handle. The drops were my most successful shot today, and they seemed just effortless.
The drops?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really landing in the kitchen. Very nice arc on them. Yeah.
Of course, everything has to do with positioning and using the right technique, and I was probably using the right technique for my drops in most cases. I think I just, I thought that my backhand drives were pretty good if I remembered to take my paddle all the way back, and maybe I need to work on my follow through.
Yeah, so that was really the question I was going to ask. Is it looks like we're ordering another Connor Garnett Signature ProXR paddle, because I like the paddle a lot as well. And but you bring up a good point. You're using a paddle, and along the way you start to improve. But maybe you think, well, I don't really like this paddle, so let me change to a different paddle. And then you start to really like the paddle, but what has also happened along the way is you've gotten better. Your technique's gotten better. So, maybe, we need to go back a paddle every once in a while as we develop new skills. And since we already own the paddle, give that another try. Kind of like your Anna Bright story. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to play with my Anna Bright for a while and see, is it just really me focusing more on what I'm supposed to be doing rather than just paddle swapping? Because it takes time to get used to a paddle.
Yeah, we really need to get more time in rec play. I mean, out here, you got a controlled environment. Laurie, pretty much plays a minimum of 3 days a week rec play with weather, and generally it's more days per week. And then with the weather being good, we've been trying to go out and drill twice a week. So definitely in a drill session, it's a little bit more controlled. But I also don't think that's bad when you're trying to evaluate a paddle.
No.
But it's when you get into actual gameplay where you don't have as much control of how the balls are coming at you, what pace they're coming at you, and those type of things. But yeah, we just thought we'd come out and get Laurie, start to get familiar with it and see what her initial impressions are. And kind of take it from there. And
Actually, I don't consider this really a paddle that's for advanced people. I think, like if you were just starting, it's pretty light. A lot of people that are just learning, or especially if they're moving from tennis, they're using a two-handed backhand anyway. I think this is a really good paddle for even to start out with.
yeah, and specification wise, this looks identical to Zane Navratil Signature ProXR paddle as well. Again, the 14 millimeter elongated
Zane's
style.
paddle is 14 millimeters also?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and really, from my perspective, having changed a couple of paddles recently, in this day and age, paddle technology is to the point where it's kind of hard, at least for me, to tell the difference between paddles. Like my Rhombus R.116, 16 millimeter paddle, a lot of control. Truth be told, that the Lux and the Rhombus are really close as far as my style of play. So I think it's going to be harder these days to tell the difference between paddles. Again, so you got to start somewhere, and there's a lot of paddles in the $100 range, and then you get into these paddles that are in the $209 range, and then you get into the $275 range. I just think you got to start somewhere. Watch Pickleball Studio, Chris Olson, his reviews. Pickleball Will is another good source. John Q, Kew, I think is how he spells his name, is another good source. But, important thing is get out on the courts. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg on a paddle, and then play with it for a while. Try to borrow some of your friends, like where we play. There's a person that let me use her Yola to get a feel for that. So see what you can do to try out other people's paddle to try to get some idea of what might be working for you. And but this was fun, Laurie. Oh, right here, I didn't see that before.
What?
Kind of the specs here. 14 millimeter. Right here on the edge here, it says 14 millimeter, 6-inch handle, 4-inch circumference, ultra raw carbon, designed in Chicago. So, all right.
Now this one, the difference between this one and the Lux is the Lux doesn't have an edge guard.
Correct. No edge guard.
But today, I guess I was lucky. I hit almost all the balls. I didn't hit any balls on the edge guard.
All right. Well, the story's not over, so hit that notification. Yeah, I did ASA. Hit the notification bell, and we'll have more on our experience with the Connor Garnett Signature paddle from ProXR. And thanks for dropping into the channel. See you out on the pickleball courts.
Bye.
Bye.